Hi, welcome back everyone to IT for Sustainability. Today we will talk about how we can implement those 5 dimensions of sustainability in assignments that every single one of us can carry out to just see what that feels like and get a better understanding of those 5 dimensions. So ICT4S, 5 dimensions of sustainability, personal assignments. Now the first one of those, I just did this with my class at Cal State Long Beach about 2 weeks ago. This is the first one that we do when we start in the semester. You know that one of the dimensions is individual sustainability. And so that means we're talking about how an individual is going to sustain themselves over the course of their lifetime. How am I going to make sure that I remain educated? How am I going to make sure that my body remains healthy? How am I going to make sure that I get the adequate amount of rest that I need? How do I restore best? And this might be the favorite exercise of my students. I just tell them to spend 2 hours on their next Sunday doing something that's just fun for them. Something to recharge. And when I send them out with that assignment, I tell them the only thing you have to do to prove me that you actually did it is you submit a photo of it. There don't have to be any faces on there, but you can send me a page of the book that you were reading with your garden in the background. Or you can send me a photo of the pizza you enjoyed, or a photo of the bathtub that you afterwards enjoyed, or a photo of going out for a walk with your dog. Whatever it is that recharges your batteries, that's what I want you to spend 2 hours on. So that's part of it. Recharging, well-being, but it's also education, health, and anything else that will make sure that you keep yourself at the best level of where you can perform. And perform not only means perform in an academic means or in a career means, but in any area of your life that you can do the best that you are capable of. Then the next part, social sustainability. Right now, we are in early February in the United States, which means Valentine's Day is coming up. So social sustainability in general is about community, about how to maintain a healthy community, a community where people trust each other, a community where people know they can rely on each other. A community where they feel safe and where they can feel taken care of. And so the assignment that I like to give for that one, and also that you can easily do, is whether it's Valentine's Day or not, that's coming up, you do something for somebody else. Do something to make somebody else's day. That can mean you go volunteer with an organization for a day. You go cook food for the homeless. You go to a nursing home and read stories to some of the elderly people who don't get visitors, or just have a nice conversation with them. You babysit for one of your friends who is a little overwhelmed with their little kids at the moment and don't have enough time to enjoy some leisure time with their spouse. Or you go write somebody a letter who hasn't heard from you in a long time. You go take a friend out to do something they particularly enjoy, to take their mind off something they've been dealing with. Whatever you can come up with that's for the benefit of somebody else's well-being, that is a little thing that you could contribute today, tomorrow, or / and any given day to social sustainability. On top of that, it's a lot of fun to do. Next one, economic sustainability. That means we want to make sure we have economic return on investment in the long run. So we're not only worried about, are we going to have enough money in our pockets tomorrow, but also, what does that look like a few years down the road? And how can I make sure that I still have money a few years down the road? And so this assignment is make a budget. Make a budget, make an overview of your finances. And that includes a current budget as well as a long-term plan. Like, do you have a long-term plan, what you're going to do for retirement, how you're going to make sure that you're going to have enough savings by the time that comes around? Next one, technical sustainability. This means we want to be able to maintain and operate the systems that we have, the IT systems, for the longest time possible. So for that, I want you to make an inventory of all your devices. How long you've had them, how soon you would usually replace them, and then come up with a strategy of how you're going to extend that. And remember your why you want to extend that time. Because we want to withdraw less non-renewable resources from the earth, because we want to create less e-waste, and because we want to make everything last a little longer that we can possibly use. So inventory of devices and strategy for longer use. For example, in my laptop, which is fabricated by a company that usually does not like us to mess with their hardware, I found a way how to upgrade the hard drive, and I found a way how to replace the battery myself. And therefore, that laptop has now been running for 7 years easily, and it's probably going to last a little while longer. Whereas the company would have loved me to buy a new one after 3 years, or at the latest after 4 years. Last but not least, environmental sustainability. This one means we're going to take care of the environment, of preserving our natural environment. And again, as in the social dimension, you can go volunteer with an organization for a day, for a weekend, for an extended period of time. Go work for a national park. Go work for an animal rights organization. Go work for a local community garden. Or you can simply make an inventory of what is it that you are producing as waste per week. I also make my students do this at Cal State Long Beach. I ask them to take a trash bag and carry that around with them for a week and put every single item of trash that they produce during that week in the bag, just so they get a better understanding of how much trash and waste they produce. Also, how much recycling, how much glass. No, I'm not making them carry the compost, but I do want them to take note of how much of compost they produce as well, just so you get a good overview of that. So carry your trash on your back for a week. And no, it doesn't get that smelly, not within those few days, unless you live somewhere where it's really hot. And in that case, I would just suggest don't put food leftovers in there, and then you're good. Or go volunteer for an organization that takes care of our natural environment for us, or that helps us do that. So with those 5 personal exercises and assignments for the different dimensions of sustainability, I hope you can get a better feel for them and a better understanding of them, of how they connect to each and every single one of our lives, as well as to our society as a whole. Thank you.